Hey guys, this is Swami Avadhut, Mahābhārata, Gods and Heroes, and we continue conversations about archery. Archery is the most important martial arts in ancient time of Mahabharata, and it's considered to be one of the four principal weapons. There are certain weapons that to be hold, there are certain weapons to be hold and throw, there are certain weapons that meant to shoot. So bow and arrow are the most important. And today I want to show you some interesting piece. As you see, normal arrows, they're quite long, but sometimes that's not the way to do it. Sometimes you need a sniper shooting, a short dart, short arrow that can be 1/3 or less, which will fly faster and hit the target. So those kind of arrows have been known to Koreans, Japanese, and other cultures, and I'm sure it's been used in ancient India as well. Specifically, you need something to extend. So I've made this very simple piece of bamboo, just using knife, smoothing all these joints so it's become one pipe, even pipe, and little rope, couple of holes. It's quite simple, nothing specific. I spent like an hour to play with that, but it's cool that you can use that piece of bamboo as an extension for my dart. And again, I made this dart from a broken arrow, and I'm not like expert in shooting on that. I'm just testing it right now because it takes about 300-400 shots to make perfect technique, shooting in a very traditional way. And now we're supposed to draw the bow and arrow in a way that the piece of bamboo will remain and short dart will fly. So as you see, I draw traditionally, but I have the bamboo supporting it. Wow, went pretty good, guys. That's almost, I tried a couple of times. It's a very simple piece. I can use it as another weapon as well. I don't think really it's going to come as a weapon. Let's try to shoot a long arrow. Remember, this is just a very light carbon practicing arrow, but for those who practice archery, I recommend to buy a bow which is very easy to draw in the beginning. These are about maybe 12 kilos, 12 pounds bow, which is very easy to draw. Even a child can draw. But what it really gives you, it gives you incredible access to technique, because most people make the same mistakes as I made. They buy very strong bows, and according to Dhanur Veda, the bow has to be a little bit weaker than the archer. And of course, why people need strong bows, the war bows or hunting bows? You don't really need that for practicing. And here's about 50 meters, distance to the target. I'm just shooting from balcony. Normally I go down there, but for you, the sun, and I'm trying to shoot from here, but it's still very impressive. So as you can see, I'm using even the long arrow from it. So wow, got it. Not exactly been very accurate because I'm making the video, but I can say this piece very neat. I've seen first time in War of Arrows, Korean film, but then I've seen a couple of times in different historical books. So short dart for sniper shooting, piece of bamboo, mainly bamboo can get anywhere, India, Japan, or made from something else, and the bow. Probably Turkish soldiers would use that, because up to almost 19th century, Turkish and other Asian military formations had special forces with bow, because it's much more effective than rifle, especially when you're dealing at night. No sound, effective range, and Turkish bows were actually copies of traditional Indian bows. So this is cool bow made by Russian St. Petersburg bow factory. Unfortunately, I believe they closed right now for the time of pandemic. Cost about $100, a little bit more. Incredible, smooth, very, very comfortable to practice. So you guys keep practicing, study Dhanur Veda, study Mahābhārata. You can try to use this kind of things if you want to experiment with darts. I recommend you to get this kind of a horse bow, which is quite easy to carry. Don't buy this big one, traditional heavy-duty stuff. It's waste of money. Historical shooting requiring movement, running around, do different postures. So you start with something light, and as you become perfect, you can have a longer distance, you can have a stronger bow, heavier arrows. These are very cheap arrows. You can always buy them in AliExpress from China. They come in bulk. One problem, these have a plastic feathers, which I don't really like, but it's okay for practice. And the knocks are very, very bad. So what you do is you can bring a knife or something. What you can change the knocks a little big, make them a little bigger. And in case you want to have 500 carbon bows, there's one super good company in Thailand called Vermil. They're making historical knocks, those pieces. Very easy to shoot for a little stronger arrows. They cost about $10, 12, 16 piece. You can buy them on US Amazon. Remember guys, Vermil. These are very, very cool guys that make incredible historical knocks. Unfortunately, I don't have them with me. But if you can't buy that, just like take a knife and make something like that. You see? Actually, that's what the knock should be. And why it should be? Because it's just easy to draw immediately, right? Immediately. So without even watching. So these light arrows, cheap, and they allow to buy them in bulk. They normally comes in pack of 12 pieces. And again, the problems with feathers, 3 feathers. I don't know why recently everybody using these 3 feathers. So 3 feathers mean these 2 ones, yellow ones, has to go. But in historical Dhanur Veda, Indian, traditional and Arabic archery, everybody would use 4 feathers. Then it doesn't really matter from which side you're drawing. So ideally, if you use wooden arrows for historical bow with 4 feathers, not 3 feathers, that's a secret. But also you can buy carbon arrows without feathers, and you can buy separate feathers which you can glue it yourself. So you can make incredible arrows for your practice. So I'm not really concerned about, because for me what really important is technique. So the drawing and shooting. So don't be afraid making mistakes. Good archer is supposed to shoot about 300 to 400 arrows a day. So that doesn't mean every one of them will be like, perfectly, you just feel it, you feel it. You feel distance, you feel target, you feel your own muscles. So don't try to do this perfect first shot Arjuna thing. It's not going to work with you. Shoot, 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 move, watch videos. Ideally, you need some kind of a teacher. I would love to meet one, because whatever I've read in Dhanur Veda, it will require somebody really to show you. I know a couple of draws, like, this is the one I'm really using, as you can understand, like this. You see my fingers, but you can also do like that, and you can also do like that, so-called Slavic draw. So each of this draw has a particular point, and there's also different arrows. Arrows for penetration armor, arrows to kill horses, arrows to kill elephants, elephants to pierce through chain armor, arrows with double twist, arrows like moon type of head to cut heads. So there may be 8-10 common arrows that have been used for warfare, including Naraka, steel arrows, and also mystical arrows. So Naraka is steel arrows. I believe they could be even the short as darts, because they're almost like a bullets. They're so fast, so expensive. They could probably be long, or they could be big, and they would have super strong penetration power. And also at that time, you have to do katra. Like I show you like if you're shooting far away, you're like this. But if you're shooting on penetration, then you're like this. And so you are like, see, like I'm adding power. So I'm shooting with two hands. It's called katra. So katra give you 15 to 20%, but katra is not just giving 20%. It's also possibility to manipulate your arrow at the very last moment, because when you have shooting style and technique which is intuitive and your target is moving, that a slightly light movement of the arrow can change that very last moment arrow dimension. So katra is very sensitive movement, and there are different type of katra, down, up, and actually when you're holding the bow, most people do like this, so they have really painful damage of their hand. Actually, you're supposed to hold your bow a little bit like that. So when you're drawing, so it's not making your arrow bounce to your bow itself. It's just sending your arrow away from your bow, so it has less connection with your bow, and that's how it's done. Obviously, when you do this particular movement, it gets you a little left, so everything has to be intuitively adjusted. Intuitively means just through technique. That's why shooting a lot of arrows are the secret, guys, because you have to feel the bow. So if you see guys who come and do one arrow and draw, and they shoot 10 arrows in a range, that's not going to make you a great archer. So what you should do is you make yourself target, let's say 3 meters. Start shooting 3 meters. Step away 2 meters, start shooting at 5. Then you go 10, 12, 15. So that's when standard. Then what you should do is you should like jump like this and shoot, or like move like this. You can have different movement. So these are the objects to be shot when you move, and then it has to be also the moving target, and then both a moving target and you moving, and the third, the highest one, shooting with sound. Okay guys, good luck. Let's meet in the next video. Mahabharata got me here. Swami Avadhut, Hare Krishna, and good luck.